Hello, I'm back again doing another video. Sorry it's been a couple days, or a week or something, or half a week, I don't know. I haven't posted, so as you can see on screen, this is What If Deku Was Upgrade. If you haven't seen this show, I suggest watching it. From Ben 10, Omniverse, Ben 10, anything. There's a lot of aliens that I don't even remember anymore. But upgrade and heat blast, accelerate, forearms, practically the main characters of Ben 10. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, as you can see on screen, that is what Deku looks like. He is genderless. That's why I put a female version and a male version looking like thing on screen. And no, he does not have the Omnitrix symbol. Just forget that thing is there. It doesn't exist. So, yeah. So, yeah. The Omnitrix doesn't even exist. Maybe in another universe, but who knows? Like, not in the My Hero universe. Maybe in some other universe that someone might do. Or make a What If channel. Of course, there's a lot of people who does that anyways. But who well. But oh well. Oh well. Anyways. So, what is going on here is we see Deku in some sort of tube that was originally created by Overhaul to turn into a weapon or for hacking. To, create chaos, villains, stuff like that. And, yeah. Eri and Deku do know each other. Eri sees him as a dad, kind of, since I can totally see Deku being like a dad to Eri. Most definitely. I can just see Aizawa being the uncle. The uncle. Yeah. Like Uncle Zawa. Papa Deku. Or Daddy Deku. Okay, that actually kind of sounded wrong out of my mouth. You know what I mean? It's Eri we're talking about. She's like, what, 6 or something? She's like a bean. She can call her Deku Papa or Daddy. And not in that dirty way, you perverts. You dirty-minded little perverts. Go search something else, or go to another channel that has your 18 plus parts, because this channel does not have any. And if it does have 18 plus parts, it's going to be gruesome. Guts, liver, lungs, you name it. That's the only type of 18 plus stuff I'm going to have. Gruesome with brains. Yes. No 18 plus parts where you do the nasty. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. No nasty stuff on this channel. If you want something like that, go to another channel. There are plenty of people doing that. And I do mean plenty. Wondering how I know? Accidents, people. Accidents of the internet. And too much curiosity. Anyways, back to the video. I'm getting distracted a little bit by myself. So Deku is in a tube, and his body isn't what he looks like on the picture now. He is as a orb. He looks like a ball, kind of. Like the size of a... What type of ball should I example of? There's a lot of balls in the world. Let's go for the size of I'm trying to imagine like a medium-sized ball. The size of a basketball. Yes. So he's the exact same size as a basketball. Like the orb. So when Deku regained consciousness, he found himself in a tube. He finally formed a much smaller version of the body that you see on the screen. But more genderless version of, And he looks humanoid as well, but doesn't have the mouth, the nose, or anything. He just has 2 eyes, and that's it. He doesn't even have hair, or ears, or anything, and yeah. So yeah. And yeah. Him looking, like, turning his head side to side, looking behind him, side to side, up and down, stuff like that. Wondering where he is. He tried to move until he hit the glass. Like, he hit the glass, and that kind of, he fell down. So, yeah. Deku had no way of getting out of the glass because there were nothing that he can get out of, like no cracks, no anything. And he is somewhere part of Japan, I guess. And so, yeah, he was originally created by Overhaul to become as a weapon. Eri does know Deku, since Deku did had a consciousness, before, I guess, when he met Eri, and Eri saw him as a dad, like a papa. Yes. And, yeah. So, practically everything like in the anime went as the exact same thing without Deku. So, yeah. So, Deku was practically in there for most of the time. He practically woke up right about the time where, practically when Eri was, kind of accidentally killed her father, or is it really technically killing if she practically just rewinded him before he was born? Because I don't think that counts as a kill. There was no blood. All there was clothing. Nothing else. Oh well. Anyways, he practically woke up around, he had a consciousness when Eri was born. Since, he's been at Overhaul for the longest. And he finally and when he regained his consciousness is when Eri, kind of bumped into the Deku at the beginning of that season, I guess. The Deku versus Overhaul arc thing. When Eri bumped into him, that's the exact same time when he woke up. Upgrade, or Deku, I mean. So, he has no idea where he is or where Eri is, since he has been moved to a different location than Eri. The heroes not knowing about this, since they did not even check the files of what Overhaul had. So, Deku has been there for months or weeks, I guess, waiting for someone to enter or something to happen. Until some people entered. Then him seeing some heroes and a villain. Practically the villain running into the house, the accidentally finding it, and then thought to hide. The hero came in and saw a whole bunch of random experimental things. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how to describe things that you could use for experiments. I guess needles, wrenches. I had no idea. Anyways, sorry, little cough. The hero explored around, found the villain, knocked the person out, female or it's a he or she. You decide what the villain and hero is, he or she. Until the hero thought he or she should look around to make sure that there is something there just in case. So the hero looked around until she or he noticed the orb. Because when Deku heard the noises, he kind of floated. Like, that tube is like zero gravity on the inside. Kind of. So he went back into his little basketball form a little bit. So just imagine a black basketball, but the lines on it are green. And all slimy and stuff like that, I guess. The hero didn't know what to do with it and thought it was a basketball or something like that, since it looked like one. Thought to bring it back home just for fun to play, I guess. To remember old times. I don't know. And when they opened it, it fell off and then turned into something else. Kind of moving around, the hero kind of being scared about it and decided to run off, because that hero watched Venom 1 and 2, the movie version. Since the hero thought that thing was something from Venom that they were trying to recreate, but nope, it's a mechamorph. And yes, that's what the alien is called, the name of Upgrade. That's a mechamorph. So practically, Deku kind of being relieved that he is finally free. Kind of stretched himself properly a bit. And, stuff like that. He can't form a body, but not that much of a stable body, though. Some parts of him fall off, like the arm or something like that. The reason why his body didn't kind of, fall apart in the tube is because of the zero gravity that was kind of holding him together. And helping him form his body a lot better. But since, that zero gravity wasn't helping him anymore, he still had a form of a body, but more goopier version of what you see on screen. So Deku kind of looked around and noticed some parts. Him having the idea of crafting a skeleton that is able to, do everything like a man can do, like reproduce. I didn't mean to say reproduce. I mean eat and digest. Sorry. I almost said reproduced. Like, he can. In his slime form, I mean. The skeleton ain't able to reproduce. It's supposed to be able to, eat and digest and... Oh, boy. Oh. You know what? He can still eat and reproduce. Not the skeleton. The skeleton's just there to hold his body. There. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, man. Sorry. Yeah, it just felt weird that I said the robot could reproduce and eat. Okay. So, you can imagine the skeleton of Deku. The one he kind of possessed. So, I'm gonna say this. That before he walked around, he did kind of watch some, while he was walking around, he noticed 2 DVDs of both Venom and the Venom 2 movie, watched them. He wasn't really scared, because he knew it was fake and all that stuff, but it gave him the idea of creating a host. But not a live host, but more like a mechanical host. So while he built the skeleton of the robot, he synced into the robot, kind of upgrading it. You can imagine how the robot looks like since, yeah. Him walking around, him kind of wobbling a little bit since he has different legs other than him. Since he didn't technically stand up a little bit, he thought that when he woke up, he was floating. So he thought, oh, I can always float, okay. So when he tried floating out, he bonked his head and then fell. So yeah. Since he hasn't walked on his legs for a good while. So yeah, him having trouble, him learning how to move his arms correctly, walking and stuff like that. He doesn't even have a voice. He doesn't have a voice though. he does have one. He just decides not to talk. So, yeah. So, as soon as Deku finally kind of, learned how to walk and talk correctly as well. Since, remember, he doesn't have a parent or anything. He was made by pieces of the Sludge villain and someone else's quirk that All For One took and decided to give it to Overhaul as an object. Like, Overhaul can make a quirk as into an object like orb. So yeah. So All For One gave that to Overhaul, mixed him with the Sludge villain, and bam, you got upgrade. So yeah. Yeah. So Deku, and when Overhaul, I'll forget it. So when Deku kind of walked, he noticed he was some part of Japan. I'm gonna say he's in a nearby, abandoned building. I think, yeah. Yeah, he's in an abandoned building. Like the underground of a building, I mean. So when he finally reached out, he went straight to the roof and decided to look. When he went up there, he was surprised to finally see the world. Like, he does know about some parts of the world. He's kind of like a newborn baby a little bit. So yeah. But he's technically like ageless and genderless. So you can choose to ship down in the comments. It could be a grown-up or it could be one of the characters from there. Since he's technically ageless and genderless a little bit. Since I have no idea what gender or age they are in the anime of the aliens. Anyway, so yeah. So him looking around, shocked and seeing all this. Him looking forward, seeing and when he looked around, he saw an explosion. Practically cratered size explosion. When he looked over, he noticed a man in a black suit and a yellow-haired man fighting. I think you know who I'm talking about. All For One versus All Might. I'm gonna make it like this. The Deku versus Overhaul fight happened before the All Might versus All For One fight. So yeah. So yeah. So Deku thought of going to help. Until he does know his abilities, because he looked up his own research of what he can do. So yeah, Deku not knowing what to do, he looked for and he saw an almost destroyed car. Him running down to it and kind of putting his body, kind of getting into the car. Him leaving his skeleton-like body form and fusing in with the car, transforming it and making sure that his skeleton-like body does not get destroyed. And turn the car into a transformer. Yes. Just imagine a Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie mixed in with Upgrade. Imagine something like that. And Deku began to run right at them. So I think this is a good part to leave off. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I kind of distracted myself a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video to your friends and family members. Yes. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, evening, night, wherever you are, man or girl, whoever you are. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.